What's up, YouTube? Special shout out to the 17 subscribers here on the channel. Hope you're having a great day. This is the second entry in my vlog series documenting my training getting ready for IRONMAN Texas coming up in April. So 19 weeks until the race. First week of training done, and I'm here to tell you all about it. We're going to take a look at last week, also take a look at the week of training coming up, and hopefully keep this momentum going. I'm off to a great start. I feel good about it. Diving into last week's training, we started out on Monday with a nice long swim and some yoga. Good way to get started. Tuesday had my first bike run workout. The bike ride was about an hour long. It was 3 8-minute intervals where I tried to build up the effort over the course of the workout, and that did work out well. First 8-minute interval was zone 3 at 256 watts. The next one I was up to 272, and then number 3 was the strongest one. I averaged 280 on that one. Always a good sign when I can increase the effort as the intervals go on. And then the run off the bike was awesome. I think it really was just the excitement for the first week of training. Not to mention I was feeling really fresh because the previous few weeks I've taken really easy. I haven't run very much at all. So this run I was having to hold back. I was running average 724 per mile, which is really right at the fast end of what's considered my easy pace range. I wish all the runs could feel as good as that run did on Tuesday, quite honestly. That run was fantastic. On to Wednesday's strength training. That worked out to about 40 minutes of just nonstop. Personal trainer was really working me hard. Did about at least 16 different movements throughout that and properly got myself sore the next day. I was definitely sore the next day, which is a good sign. Moving into Thursday, that next day, that's actually the hardest training session of the week. Last week's training went really well. I really feel like Thursday's swim was the low point. If I had to pick a point during the training week where it was tough, started, feeling not so good about it, had to really just reevaluate the effort level I was putting into it. The main set on the swim was 3,000, and I knew that was going to take me at least 45 minutes. So going into a 3,000 yard continuous set, knowing you're going to be swimming for at least 45 minutes, I was just a little intimidated by it. I was feeling sore from the strength training the day before. And it's not just 3,000 yards, that's just the main set. So I think I swam about 1,200 yards of the warm up, and then boom, time to hit this 3,000. I really tried to pace myself. I tried to keep it to an effort level that I could kind of increase over time. But honestly, the last 800 of that 3,000 was just like survival mode. Really just, even though I felt like I was swimming faster, I saw the split times getting slower, and eventually I'm just totally tuckered out. If anything, the silver lining there, I know I'll see this workout again at some point in the training cycle, another 3,000 yard swim like this. And if anything, I'm telling myself I will feel better on the next one, especially that last 1,000. Hopefully the next time I do this set, I can feel a lot better on it. And that was, like I said, the hardest part of the training week last week. The strength session on Friday was very lightweight. I did a lot of just mobility, stretching, things like that. And then the weekend's training went really well. Saturday's run, 5 by 8 minute interval run, picked up the pace, started out 8 minutes at an easy pace, then 2 sets at a moderate, half marathon type pace, and then 2 8-minute intervals at threshold, 10K effort. And it's been a while since I've actually run at 10K effort. I raced a 10K March of this year, and I don't think I've really had to train that fast since. First interval went well, just around that low 8s, high 7s. Moved into about 6:54 pace for that moderate effort, and then also hit the next one at 6:53, so pretty consistent. And then the last 2, I was sped up to about 6:20 per mile for rep 4 and about 6:17 per mile for rep 5. So I was able to finish really strong. I don't think I've run that fast of a pace I don't think I've hit that pace at least 6 months since I've run that fast. So it was exciting to just get out there and go for it and actually be able to hit the pace. That was exciting. Moving into Sunday, I wasn't too fatigued from Saturday's run. I had a 2-hour bike ride that I did here inside on the trainer. Main set was 30 minutes, and most of the ride was at zone 2. 2-hour trainer ride done, and then on to the run off the bike. This one, 30 seconds slower per mile compared to my run on Tuesday. So already feeling not as fresh. I'm happy with this run. Still well within my easy pace range. Heart rate was good, but definitely didn't feel as fresh and as like springy as I did earlier in the week. But that's to be expected. Moving on to this week, off to a good start already. I had a shorter swim this morning. I had a 45-minute easy bike ride, and then I spent about an hour doing my meal prep for the week. Super important. I need to get into a routine with this meal prepping stuff because as the training increases, as the volume and time of training increases over the next 17, 18 weeks getting ready for this thing, I'm going to need to make sure I'm taking in enough protein. I'm probably going to be eating at least 5 times a day. So trying to start now, early on, being on a good meal prep schedule. Got about 10 meals made today. That should last me about three and a half days. So off to a good start today. I'll have yoga later tonight as well. So that'll be 3 training sessions today, swim, bike, and yoga. Moving on to tomorrow, up to 90 minutes on the bike, 5 by 8 minute big gear. These are fun. You drop the cadence down, you shift your bike into a bigger gear, you bring your cadence down about 65 to 75 as prescribed here in the description, and it kind of feels like you're in quicksand or you're grinding up a hill. These workouts are pretty good, I think, for just building muscular strength in my legs, and 40 minutes total at that slow, moderate cadence effort should definitely be a good workout. Total ride time is 90 minutes, and then we have a 30-minute run off the bike, so 2 hours of training tomorrow. Wednesday, back to the gym, more strength training on Wednesday. And Thursday, we have another swim, another long swim. It's not 3,000 yards continuous. This time it's 2,000 broken into 4 by 500. Looking to descend on those 500, so start out at a pace, try to increase the pace for number 2, try to increase the pace for 3, and then try to save the best effort for 500-yard number 4. I think that will go good. I think that takes a little while to build up that momentum, that comfort level in the pool. And so with today's swim and last week's 2 swims, I feel pretty good getting ready for that. Friday, we have more strength training. Saturday, hour 15, easy pace run. That sounds good. No intervals this Saturday on the run. And Sunday's ride, another 2-hour ride, but it's only zone 2, shooting for 90 RPM cadence. So no intervals on the long sets this weekend. And then we have another 30-minute easy run off the bike to wrap it up. Last week's total training volume was around 13 hours. It looks like this week will be another 13 hours, 13, 14 hours of training. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Honestly, the first week was a little easier than I thought it would be. Despite that swim on Thursday kind of kicking my butt, I felt on top of all of it. I do think that this week coming up should be more of the same. Feeling pretty fresh still. And I also feel good about getting that meal prep stuff done. My gosh, it is so much work, but the difference between training while eating enough and eating properly versus training while not eating properly and not eating enough, it's such a big difference. It's night and day. So thank you so much for checking this out. I really appreciate you being here with me, tuning in. If you're interested to keep up with this and you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I was really encouraged by some of the comments I got under last week's training video. Thank you so much for hopping in the comments. And if you have any questions about what I'm doing, want to learn more about any of the specific type of training that I'm doing, or just want to chat in the comments, please go ahead. I will monitor those comments if I can. Try to respond to every single one of them because I'm really enjoying this process of starting this YouTube project still. So thanks again for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see y'all next week.